सहित श्रीमती कुमकुम लाल महोदयन को मंच को संखुड़ुचु।
प्रणाम सब सीनियर्स को, प्रियंवदा जी, सोनल जो चली गई, और कुमकुम, और आप सब लोगों को। और ये इट इज़ सो नाइस टू बी with to meeting all the family of Guruji students and bask in the warmth in this cold weather over here. I don't know ऐसे समागम फिर कब होगा। गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर् विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वराः गुरु साक्षात परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। हम तो सब जानते हैं कि as dancers he has been our creator, a nurturer and a disciplinarian. पर गुरुजी से मैं कहूँगी त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बंधुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणम त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। As so many recounting and Sonal's moving recounting has shown, और आप लोग सब जानते हैं, he was really our nurturer. He was our mother, he was our father, he was our friend, he was our brother, he was everybody. पैर से लेके घुंघरू बांधने से लेके तैयार करने में, चिता करने में, सब कुछ वो करते थे हमारा। As dancers, he has created us. As he has kept us, संभाला है उन्होंने हम लोगों को। I have written some things, but as always, we all tend to ramble because our emotions overtake our minds. So, the other epithet I will use for him, उनको हम पंकज भी बुलाएंगे। From his humble beginnings in Raghurajpur, from being almost given away to the temple by his mother, who thought that he won't survive, and to the pinnacles of success international. He has grown from humble beginnings and flowered forth in such a resplendent way. And so I'm sure all of you will agree with him. Because when I think of his journey for 75 plus years, I think of him first riding a bicycle, then getting a moped, then getting a car, and then flying planes everywhere. Similarly, to start from that baby at that Devi's charan, to go become a Gotipua, then get on to Natya in Mohan Sundar Goswami's troupe, and learning all the theatre arts over there, and then to become get into the theatre, become a khavaj player, a tabla player, and then be introduced to dancing also, and to composition also, and tal also. He then goes on to become a dancer, teacher, dancer, choreographer, percussionist. He has had a great journey like that, and he has grown from that to this, and with him has grown Odissi. He started as a Gotipua, Marga player, and all that, and then, so we have had the privilege of knowing him as a choreographer and as a teacher and as a player also. He is regarded as the architect of Odissi, along with Guru Pankaj Charan Das and Dev Prasad Das. But I think he has surpassed everybody. There are several reasons for it. It's his own genius. It is his survival for a much longer time. And also, it is his generosity. So that is what has helped as an architect of Odissi. And those of us who had a privilege of the older generation of being with him, we have had the privilege of learning from him one to one. In fact, I remember in my earliest days when he was teaching me Yahi Madhav, there was another girl with me who was a professional dancer. तो गुरुजी इतने मज़े से सिखाते थे, हर एक शब्द को ऐसे डिस्क्राइब करते थे, तो एज आलोक ऑल्सो सेड कि अपने जहन में चला जाता था. आई वॉज इंजॉइंग इट ट्रिमेंडसली. पर मेरे साथ जो वो प्रोफेशनल ग्रुप की डांसर थी, उसने कहा ये मास्टर तो बहुत टाइम लेता है, एक लाइन में 1 हफ्ता ले रहा है, मैं तो नहीं सीखूंगी उनसे. बट आई हैड दिस वंडरफुल प्रिविलेज both of learning from him one to one, and also like others of my generation, to have many compositions choreographed of me and see his choreography being born. There are many epithets that I would apply to him. One of them is integrity, both as a man, as a person, and as an artist. How as a person, he was a solid person. He could be relied upon. Everybody respected him because for what he was. And then in his art, what was it? He worked on every idea. There was nothing superficial about it. He worked sincerely and he worked with complete honesty on that. मैं कई बार उनसे पूछती थी, गुरुजी आप कैसे कोरियोग्राफ करते हैं, हाउ डू यू थिंक ऑफ द आइडियाज दैट यू डू. सो ही टोल्ड मी कि मैं उसके बारे में सोचता हूँ, एंड फोकस इज वन ग्रेट थिंग. थ्रू द बिगेस्ट difficult circumstances, trials and tribulations, both personal and otherwise, he could focus on what he was doing and bring out the best in it, because he thought of it completely in great sincerity. So in his compositions you will not find any false thing over there, and you will find a huge variety in his compositions. It was not simply focus, but it was hard work. All of us know कितना वो काम करते थे, रात दिन 2 बजे तक. तो इट वॉज ऑर्डिनरी कि उनके साथ क्लास चल रही है, 2 बजे तक देर तक वो सिखा रहे हैं कॉम्पोजिशंस के टाइम. और ऑल ऑफ अस व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू सी हिम, दोपहर को नाम के वास्ते वो रेस्ट करते थे, बट हिज फिंगर वुड बी गोइंग लाइक दिस एंड ही वाज डूइंग this like this because he was thinking of his creations. And at night he suffered from insomnia. वो कहते थे मुझे बहुत जलन होती है कि कोई सो रहा है वहाँ पर मेरे सामने साउंडली. तो क्योंकि वो उनका दिमाग हर वक्त चलता रहता था, वो काम करते रहते थे हर वक्त. इसलिए एज अ पर्सन उनकी इंटेग्रिटी तो थी, लेकिन उनकी कमिटमेंट और उनकी इंटेग्रिटी टुवर्ड्स हिज आर्ट was also there. That was the primary thing. The other thing I would like to talk about is his aesthetic sense, both in life and in art. उनके हाथ में एक ढेला भी दे दो मिट्टी का तो वो उसमें खूबसूरती निकाल देंगे. उनको एक दफ़े क्या हुआ कि वो मेरे घर आए और उन्होंने एक हिंदी की पोएम दी. He had to perform to it, and he asked my husband also, he would, what is the meaning of this? How should I go about it? And it was such a third-rate poem, you know. Second-rate, but हमने कहा गुरुजी आप ये मत करिए, उनसे कहिए कि दूसरा देंगे. पर नहीं कि उन्होंने दिया है तो करते हैं कुछ, और उन्होंने करा और वो चीज़ खूबसूरत बन गई. This is what it is. He will take anything and make it beautiful. And I would like to say, उसमें वो गार्डनिंग को भी ब्यूटीफुल, उनका जो घर था कटक में अपने हाथ से बनाया हुआ घर, उसमें वो अपने पौधे लगा रखे थे. वो कनक चंपा का पेड़ था वहाँ पर, वो आंगन था, और बड़ी खूबसूरती से उन्होंने उसको अपने हाथों से बनाया था. उनका डांस रूम हमारे सामने बना है, उसमें आई हैपन टू बी देयर. उसके फर्श में कमल बना हुआ है. किस तरह से उन्होंने उसको एम्बेड किया इन द सीमेंट And then from each student he says, तुमको ये चांदुआ देना है, तुमको ये देना है. I'm happy to say कि एक चीज़ मैंने जो दी थी वहाँ पर है. तो हाँ, तो जिंदगी की हर एक पहलू में वो खूबसूरती ले आते थे. I would like to call him a genius because he was a genius and the genius took different avenues. Of course, it was there in the choreography we see, which have become immortal in his hands. You cannot do anything. If you see Kuriyadunandan done by somebody else, you will say, this blend of sensibility, sensitivity, aesthetics, when the text is so erotic, cannot be duplicated by anybody by him. He had that understanding. He had that genius. A genius is not one who just does science discoveries and things like that. That quality of genius comes out in everything. आप प्लम्बिंग में कहीं देखिए, प्लम्बिंग भी वो कर सकते हैं. वो उनको गार्डनिंग और मैकेनिक तो, as Shibu just pointed out in great detail, how I feel that if he wasn't a guru, he would have been an engineer. Circumstances gave him to us. So that's great, you know. Otherwise, किसी भी चीज़ में मैं कई बार सोचती थी कि वो घर आएंगे तो मैं उनसे पूछूंगी ये जटिल समस्या को कैसे सॉल्व करना है, इसमें क्या है. The reason for that was, as Sonal said, inquisitiveness, curiosity. He wanted to get at the root of everything, to learn everything. Every Sanskrit line that he took up, he would go to a Pandit and find every detail. Once or twice I felt that something was not, he would learn from anybody. He didn't mind being corrected because he was concerned about the art and not himself. In fact, I just want to say that when 75th birthday was celebrated and we had a gala 3-day celebration of 57 performers and his films and his puja, Shodash puja we did, Guru's puja, he was there at that time, we were privileged to have him at that time. It was not making any effect on him. He was just attending a program and he was amusedly looking. कोई उन्होंने नहीं सोचा कि वो बहुत बड़े great guru हैं and all that. हम ही सोचते हैं क्योंकि he was a humble man. अपना बैग अपने आप उठाएंगे, अपना पखावज अपने आप उठाएंगे. किसी को दूसरी sensitivity to the problems of the other person was so great. So this is our Guruji, as you all know. I find it difficult to speak of personal incidents because he's so much an integral part of my being. Just like you find it difficult to talk about what you feel about your father or your mother. That is why I cannot think of, I'm not going to think of many incidents and to recount. I wish I could, like Sonal had so many things to say. He used to always stay in my house in Delhi. So drawing room में बिस्तरा उनका ज़मीन पे कारपेट पे लग जाता था, पानदान यहाँ पर था, टीवी आगे चलना चाहिए ज़रूर. And if there's some film on, that's the greatest. और दरवाजे के पीछे उनका जामा टंगा हुआ है. And then he would, with my husband, share an orange drink, which was spiked with some alcohol. He says, शिबू को मत बताना कि उसको इसमें ये दिया है. But then Shibu used to say this is the place he really relaxes the most. And so it was my privilege to have him there. तो मैंने अपने husband से कहा, अशोक से कहा कि ये एक आध फोटो लो ना, किसी को मालूम ही नहीं है वो कितना समय हमारे घर में बिताते हैं. तो he went to get his camera और उसमें बैटरी नहीं थी. So no photograph got taken and in a week's time he had gone. He was doing that role of Shakuni. दिल्ली में आके वो शकुनी बन के, और क्या एनर्जी, क्या enthusiasm, क्या हिम्मत. I wish we could also get all those qualities in us, you know. And so, but now anyway, I I have मतलब मेरा प्रिविलेज है कि जब उनको पद्मश्री मिला तो मैं उनके साथ राष्ट्रपति भवन गई, एंड he was holding classes in Triveni at that time, and so I borrowed Mrs. Sridharani's car. I was also living as a paying guest somewhere at that time, and I said, if we can go to Rashtrapati Bhavan, take Guruji there, because so she allowed me, and I was too embarrassed to ask for the return journey. वो अलग ज़माना था, 1967 नहीं, I don't remember when he got it. उस ज़माने में इतनी शोशाबाजी नहीं होती थी सब अरेंजमेंट्स में, फॉर्मल ओकेजन्स पे, तो हम लोग सीएट गाड़ी से गए, वहाँ पर स्टेप्स राष्ट्रपति के भवन में गए, फिर he went up and he got his award in his cotton dhoti and all that sort of thing. पर वापसी में क्या हुआ कि there was no vehicle, so we had to climb down all those stairs, walk at least 2 kilometers to the main road, take a scooter and come back. But then I must also say कि जब पद्म विभूषण मिला तब भी मैं उनके साथ गई थी वहाँ पर राष्ट्रपति भवन में, और हेमा मालिनी, और he was absolutely so taken by her beauty at that time. And उस टाइम तो उनके लिए गाड़ी आई मेरे घर उनको लेने के लिए, और एस्कॉर्ट भी आया, तो बहुत बढ़िया एक्सपीरियंस रहा था वो. एंड सो दिस इज और मैं क्या कहूँ, बाकी तो मेरे जहन में सब कुछ है, बट आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू से कि इलियाना की एक्सेलेंट बायोग्राफी ऑफ गुरुजीज, विच इज ऑल्सो द shows the history of Odisse's growth. It ends on that occasion when, after Guruji had performed Kevat Prasang, his Guru Pankaj Charan Das Ji took the garland from the Jagannath Ji and put it on Guruji, and Guruji did Sashtang Pranam over there. I think a lot of us will remember that occasion. But perhaps you don't know that mala he gave to me on the stage itself, and it is lying now in my puja. With that, I end this.